Knock knock. It's again to dive into some big, bulky simulations where we forget that we have a regular job the next morning. From managing cities to surviving from fellow survivors, watch today's video to the end to get your next favorite game. Welcome back to Game Perfection, a passion project by Karmasur Studios. I'm your host, Karma, who has brought you some kick-ass games. And with my new friend, Bunny, here we go on a roll with the best simulation games for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox, Episode 3. Enough introduction. Let's dive right into it. Stranded: Alien Dawn, released on the 12th of October 2022 on PC. Haemimont Games has just released this new colony sim in early access. Although it establishes itself early on as a more realistic-looking affair, the impact of RimWorld is undeniable. Nearly every mechanic, from the randomly generated survivors to the way you recruit them for battle and rescue missions, is copied in its entirety from the popular top-down RimWorld game. However, you're not choosing colonists in Stranded as part of some expansion campaign. A more realistic style undoubtedly makes Alien Dawn more captivating. It's easier to develop a bond with your survivors here, since they seem, move, and behave like actual people. It makes it more difficult when they die suddenly in front of you. In a battle, you'll need someone to tend to your wounds if you get hurt. You'll probably both die if the lone person with medical skills also gets hurt. The biggest threat could turn out to be inside. Survivors have unique personalities that change over time, and occasionally, they'll conflict. This might occasionally result in a genuine conflict between them or even bloodshed. Planet Zoo, released on the 5th of November 2019 on PC. The degree of customizability in this building management sim reminds you of Planet Coaster, Frontier Development's other theme park simulation. The editors for the landscape and buildings are highly flexible and strong. This is fortunate since, save from a few pre-written plot scenarios, you always begin with a dull, flat plane. You may either spend a lot of time creating and setting the environment in your non-story mode zoos yourself, or you can browse the Steam Workshop for a scene someone else has created and published. Of course, the more than 50 creatures you may exhibit are the true stars. Their motions are fantastic, and each of them has been expertly sculpted with realistic fur and feathers. Additionally, these creatures aren't only for show or to make money. They all had different requirements, which made me see them as living things. The revenue streams and costs in this game are all fairly matched. The conservation rating is my favorite new feature. This rating rewards your zoo for sheltering and reproducing endangered species by increasing its popularity and visitor satisfaction. DCS World, released on the 18th of March 2018 on PC. With both vintage and contemporary warbirds, this aircraft combat simulator is possibly the greatest one available. DCS is available for free every day of the week to start. With the free download, you receive the Georgian area, the Black Sea, the SU-25T, and the TF-51D. Many top-notch add-ons, aircraft scenery, and missions for the sim are available for purchase from there. You may select the aircraft scenario and map in the instant action mode before being thrust into the action. A head-to-head duel, an aerial refueling, or a straightforward free flight are a few options you can choose from. You can fly alongside actual people all around the world in multiplayer mode. There are several servers for novices and professionals alike. For new players, I advise using the 4YA training servers, which are further near the bottom of the list. Overall, DCS provides a good general aviation experience. Make sure to go over the available training listed on the main menu if you want to learn more about DCS and the aircraft. Cities: Skylines, released on the 10th of March 2015 on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. The game's creator, Colossal Order, blatantly based it on SimCity, including a large portion of its appearance and gameplay mechanics, and Skylines compares favorably to the previous industry leader in practically every way with the city-building genre. The greatest simulation of its sort to appear in a full decade, it allows you to create expansive, single-player metropolises to your heart's content. It's powerful, adaptable, attractive, and all-around astounding. However, because there aren't any accidents or natural calamities, the buildings must have its own reward because maintaining these villages feels peaceful and drowsy. Between SimCity 4's intricacy and SimCity 2013's relative simplicity, Skylines mostly strikes a good balance. The size of the simulation is the first area in which it excels. It's wonderful that Skylines lets you define and control particular sections in such big cities. This game is primarily about the pure joy of construction. It's a simulation that's incredibly effective and frequently lovely. Potionomics, released on the 17th of October 2022 on PC. In Potionomics, you play the role of the guy who creates all the potions that heroes consume as they battle their way through dungeons. You take on the role of Sylvia, whose uncle left her at a debt-ridden potion shop. Your goal is to turn around the shop's fortunes by creating ever better potions, selling them for a profit, and making timely payments to avoid having your business repossessed by the bank. The lively color scheme and smooth animations are beautiful to look at, and the oddball characters are fun to interact with. If you develop a strong enough rapport, you could even date those personalities. All of these activities are quite pleasant, including brewing, bargaining, courting, and progressively enhancing your store. There's a potion tournament every 10 days that you must win in order to pay the bank. You must prepare certain potions of a minimal standard for the tournament, but even obtaining the necessary components might be difficult. Papers, Please, released on the 8th of August, 2013 on PC and PlayStation. You are only an immigration officer performing your duties in this game. Even while it's remarkable how enjoyable even those straightforward bits of detective work can be, it's more involved than just identifying a mismatched date or a lost access permit. It takes considerable sensitivity to handle the paperwork that each individual hands you. Make sure the name on their passport and work visas are the same. With the hormone-releasing phase of stamping denied or approved, the task feels burdensome, but isn't actually unpleasant due to the small workspace or even smaller color palette. Over the course of its month-long duration, the narrative mode provides more than simply random documents. There are moral choices to be made, such as deciding whether to split up a husband and wife whose papers don't match. Very few other games have so brilliantly captured what it may be like to be stuck in this type of dehumanizing job. The Sims 4, released on the 2nd of September 2014 on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. This is the most recent installment in the world-conquering virtual dollhouse series, a highly distinctive collection of enduring games that always start off feature light and skeleton before filling itself up with expansion packs and additional material of various qualities. The selection of apparel is wide enough but mostly generic, and the choices for furnishings seem especially constrained. There are just 8 career options, but if you reach a particular rank in one of them, you can choose between 2 other specializations. The creative style feature is no longer available, which was actually the right approach to interior design. The most perplexing and, as of yet, inexplicable changes from prior games is the absence of swimming pools. Things now appear less saggy, much cleaner, and more clinical. Cities have undergone changes, perhaps with this growth in mind. Now there are 2 worlds. One is a lush, verdant neighborhood called Niceville, and the other is a dusty, reddish outback. This is perhaps the series' cleanest, most stable, and most foundation-ready game till date. Paradiddle, released on the 2nd of November 2022 on PC. This isn't exactly a game, but a whole training ground for an artist. It isn't just a simple VR game, as it doesn't restrict you in those pre-programmed patterns like other music VR games. It lets you explore your drummer skills freely in a flexible and responsive VR environment. It has all the features of your professional drum pad. Moreover, it lets you play the drums in a usual way, other than just pressing the buttons on your regular drum pad. You can drag and drop as many drums as you want from your palette, arrange and scale them with ease to create the setup that works best for you. Also, you can save custom drum sets and load your favorites whenever you return to your setup. This could be a great feature for my producer friends. XPlane 11, released on the 30th of March 2017 on PC. The next generation flight simulator from Leminar Research is a fresh take on flight simulators created for more recent technology. You are only given a small selection of aircraft to choose from, ranging from little prop planes to enormous jumbo jets. There are several large airports and cities to choose from for surroundings, and you may use either real-world conditions that are updated in real time or creative weather effects. This game is unquestionably more designed for enthusiasts who seek to mimic real-world events. With great immersion and a fully interactive cockpit for each jet, the gameplay feels robust. Although they may be made as complex as you desire, the realism is superb. It should come as no surprise that the details and visuals are rather impressive given the enormous storage requirements. The textures are excellent, since the focus is on actual airplanes. The game is gorgeous and presently offers the finest real-world experiences despite minor optimization problems. Mini Motorways, released on the 20th of July 2021 on PC and Switch. This game transitions from a relaxing simulation of city development to a challenging puzzle that you have to finish in a short amount of time. Unquestionably stressful is watching your well-designed municipal infrastructure fall apart in front of your eyes. Mini Motorways, on the other hand, excels in that frequently abrupt shift from calm to frenzied, giving players a distinct perspective on both the puzzle and city planning simulation genres. The first step is picking a real-world city in which to create, and each map has a different set of challenges. With Mini Motorways, you can maintain city operations while the map steadily zooms out and you face additional terrain from the real world. Each run begins peacefully and slowly, but as the map grows and your city develops, the rate at which new homes and attractions appear on the map also increases. This game is really addictive because it has straightforward gameplay, easy UI, and a rewarding difficulty ramp.